Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make a beautiful Swarovski Chaton ring. Now, this is the first time I've ever used one of these Chatons, I think, unless I used one a while back and I don't remember. By the way, I just checked the other day and I have not 498 videos, so I'm really close to 500 videos right now. And it's starting to get hard to remember what I have made and even harder to name designs. So, the materials I'm using are from the dollar bead box, and I am late to do a video on this. So I'm using September's box, right there, September, okay, and this video might be at the very end of September, or like a couple days into October, depending, because I have like 5 videos I gotta edit, something like that. Anyways, this ring is going to be so cool. When I first started designing it, usually when I design pieces, I will make something and then I'll see little things I have to do to change. So I'll take a picture of it and then I'll take it apart again and then I'll remake it and I'll change that thing and then I'll see if something else I have to change. And it's just constant trial and error of make it, take it apart, make it, take it apart. Sometimes I've taken things apart like up to 10 times, no lie. But this ring here went together so easy. I made the center bezel for this. It was perfect. It held the stone. And I could have stopped right there and made that into a ring, but I had an idea to really deck the ring out, embellish it like crazy. So then I did a little row on the bottom, and then I added more to it. And every time I added more, it was perfect. I didn't have to change anything. This ring went together like a miracle. So, let's go over the materials. I'm not using many things here. These 3 things here are from the dollar bead box. There was a lot of stuff in the box that I could have used, but it's been a long time since I've done a ring, and I loved this Swarovski Chaton so much. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Man, that is gorgeous. So anyways, we're going to make a ring with this. And if you didn't get the dollar bead box, you can go onto their site if you're a member and reorder this for $1, or you can go on to some other site and try finding these. Now, looking here at the list that came with the September subscription, right here is it. Swarovski Xirius, is that how I say that? Chaton article, and I guess this is the size 1088-SS55. I guess this is the size. So if you do want to make this ring and you have to go buy it somewhere, look for this right here, this size. Right? So let's go over the materials. You are going to need 6 feet of 8-pound fireline. You're also going to need a size 10 beading needle. I love tulip because they are the most durable needles. And you will also need the Swarovski right here, and again I'll show you it again. The Chaton, this is the size you will need. Okay, and you will need 24 4mm Czech fire polish beads, and you will need 50 3mm Czech fire polish beads. Now this is the bead I use for the ring band, so I wear a size 9 on my ring finger here, so I might use 49 or 50, I don't know, but for a size 9 you'll need exactly 50. So if you're bigger than a 9, then the ring might not fit you. But I do find that with beaded rings that you can wear like they're easier to wear than metal rings. So like a size 9, 8, 10 could fit on one finger. It's weird. Anyways, moving on. You're also going to need 8 seed beads, and you will need 8 seed beads and 11 seed beads, and I'm using my favorite seed bead color, this bronze here. Alright, so this is the list of materials, and I will put the list down there in the description bar so you can see everything. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, we're going to start by making the bezel for the Chaton first, and to do that I'm going to pick up 8 4mm Czech fire polish beads. And by the way, there were some other colors that looked really great with the Chaton, and I kind of had a hard time choosing which colors to use when I was designing this. Okay, there's 7. One more, right? Right? Okay. So there's 8 beads. Sliding these all down. I'm going to pass back through these. We're going to make a circle. And what I like to do, so I get my tail just right, is I measure here 6 inches, okay, hold it right there in the thread, take the needle, pass this through, because once you get through a second time, it's a little frustrating to go up and down trying to get the tail length just right. So I like to hold it in place there. Okay, and then I just go like this. Alright, and then I'm going to take my tail right here and go back through this bead. Now I do have a bad thunderstorm outside, as you can hear. It's just starting too. There we go. Okay, like that. Let's see. Alright, it's a little over 6, but we'll be okay. So this is what I have. Now what I'm going to do, hold it like this. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to pick up a 3mm, 3/11s, and a 3mm, like this. I'm going to go through this 4 that I'm coming out of. I'm coming out of this side, by the way, like this. Oh, and you might realize I didn't tie any knots here. That's because we're going to be passing through this so many times. If I tie a knot, I'm going to have trouble getting through a bead, because knots like to block holes. So that's why we're not tying knots. But going through here twice is a good amount of friction to keep this from loosening up. So anyways, I will go ahead and pull this tight before I pass through. I pass through this bead and through the next one. And I'm going to pull all my tail through, so that I have this, and this is going to fold up like this. It's going to turn into a cup, and our chaton is going to sit in it. So now I'm going to pick up another 3mm, and this time just 3 seed beads. I'm not going to do another 3 because I have this one right here that I'm sharing from the first loop I did. So I'm going to go like this and pass through 4 again. Pull this through, and I might fast forward through some of these sections because a lot of them are repetitive. Okay, pulling tight, I have this. Again, pick up a 3, then 3 seed beads, through this here, through 2 4mm, like that. And it's probably going to want to start folding after the third one. So I'll hold it like this. Make sure you pull it tight. Adjust your seed beads in the top if you have to. Pick up another 3, and then 3 seed beads. Go through this 3 here, and I did flip it over. And then through these. Okay? So I was holding it like this, but I flipped it over, but I'm still doing the same thing. Pull it tight. See how it's wanting to sit up more and more? Pick up another 3, and then 3 seed beads. Go through this 3 here, through that 4, and through the next. Alright, so I just gotta keep doing this. Through the 3 and 2 4s. Pull it tight. That's what I have so far. Okay. Pick up another 3. 3mm, that's why I call it a 3. 3 seed beads. Then I'll flip it this way. I'm going to go through here and here. Alright, and I'm also going to go through this one while I'm at it, because I'm now going to be working on the close there. So I'll pull this through. Okay, pull this tight, and see that right there? That bead there is in the middle between the 2 3s. So now I'm just going to pick up 3 11s. Like this, pass down through this 3mm, through that 4, and then through the 3. Alright, and then I'm going to go through 2 seed beads. And pull that tight. And there is our little cup. Alright, now we're going to be working on the top, cinching it shut so I can put the chaton in. So if you look, we added the 3 seed beads in between these, right? Like 3 seed beads. So I'm coming out this middle one. So I'm going to pick up 3. I'm going to skip over 2 seed beads, and I'm going to go through this middle one here. Now I'm not going to pull this tight because I have to put the chaton in, but I have to put a lot of beads in before I do that. And I've experienced an issue before where I put it in too early and I kept beading and the stone kept falling out, and I broke the stone. And I needed that stone to do a video, and I was really bummed. But luckily I had the same one in my stash, but I was bummed because it was a Swarovski Xirius. It was gorgeous. And, well, I'm just trying to keep you from doing the same mistakes that I do. So, I'm just going to put my finger in it, keeping it open, adding seed beads, and then once I get all the beads in, then we'll put the stone in. Okay, so skipping over 2 seed beads again, going through this middle one here. Like that. Again, don't pull it tight. Pick up 3 again. Skip over 2 and go through the middle one. And I might fast forward through this because it's repetitive. I don't know, I'll see how long this video is. Skipping over 2, going through the middle one again. So I think we have to do this a total of 8 times. 3 again. Through the middle. Three. Three again. Alright, I'm here at the close, so I'm going to pick up my last 3. Okay, I came out here. Skipping over these 2, I have to go into this one. Just like this. Okay. Now we are ready to put our stone in. Don't pull your thread tight yet. Alright, before I put my stone in, I realized I should go up, step up. So I'm going to go through these 3 beads. Okay, just like that, because we're going to cinch this shut. And then put my stone in. Come on, it's sideways. Alright, there we go. Okay. Stone's in. And I'm just going to pull this. I gotta get it situated. Put it in there and pull this tight. Okay, like that. Now, the walls, side walls look a little sloppy, so I'm going to cinch them in. So put your finger like this on the stone. We went through these 3 beads, I'm gonna skip over this one right here. There's a little gap there, and I'm gonna go straight through these 3. And this little gap that we're skipping, that's going to pull the seed beads closer over the edge of the stone so it doesn't fall out, okay? So I went through those 3, and then again I'm doing it again. Skipping over 1, going through 3, skipping over 1 seed bead, going through 3. I'm going to stop and pull this tight as I can. Make sure you hold the stone good so you won't drop it. Okay. And I'm going to, oh, look at that. See that side? Look how clean that looks. And then this side over here, which I've not done yet, is a little wavy. Now I think I will reinforce this a second time, because usually you do that when you're bezeling a stone, you reinforce it a second time. Okay, so again, skip that bead, go through 3, skip that bead there, the one that's sunken in, we're skipping that one, and we're going through the 3 that we added earlier. Pulling it tight, and let's see, am I back to where I started yet? No, almost. Through 3 again. Look at that, it's looking so good. Okay, and then through 3 again. Okay, right there's where we started. See that thread? You know what? Maybe I shouldn't worry about reinforcing this right now, because what I can do is reinforce the top with this thread here. I think what I'm gonna do is pass my tail up. By the way, this is the second time I'm making this ring, so the first time I made it, it went so smoothly I didn't have to remake anything. It was perfect. So I have not finished off yet. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do, I just passed that tail coming out of here, up through here. I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to go around here, reinforcing this a second time, and I'll tie knots in these beads. I'm using black thread and I'm using dark beads, and my knots should not be seen. Yeah, because I'm thinking to finish this off later, this tail, it's going to be hard for me to tie knots with this tail later, so it might be the best decision to put that thread up there. Alright, so now I'm going to pull everything tight, and this is what we have. Now what I'm going to do is reposition my needle down to the 4mm Czech fire polish beads. So coming out these 3, I'm going to go through these 2 seed beads, and then down through this 3mm, and then out through a 4. Now right now you can stop and make this into a ring. You can add a ring band onto this, okay, if you don't like big rings, because look, see, it's the perfect size right now, right? But I thought it was missing. It's missing stuff. It's beautiful the way it is. It's gorgeous. It's really showing off the stone. But I had an idea of how to decorate it and make it even more extravagant. And I'm thinking that I might even call this the Crown of Jewels beaded ring, because it looks very fancy when it's all done. Alright, so I'm coming out of a 4mm. We're going to be doing some work down here. We're going to be making a wide base so we can embellish the top with more of these faceted beads here. So I'm going to pick up a 4mm, a 3, a seed bead, a 3, and a 4, just like this. And we're going to be doing the same technique that we did to make the sidewalls, but this time this area here we're working on is going to be staying flat. It's not going to be standing up like walls. So coming out of this hole, I'm going to go through this bead, same bead, and then I'm going to go through the next bead. Now that was a little tight there, so I might have to do them separately, but I'm going to turn it like this, pull my tail, see that there? I'm going to pick up another 4, a 3, an 11, a 3. Okay, I'm not going to do another 4 again because I have this one now that I'm sharing. And I'm going to go through this bead, this one, and then through my next one to reposition my needle. Okay, see that? Pull it tight. Again, pick up a 4, a 3, a seed bead, and a 3. Let's see, how's this looking so far? See that? Okay, go through this 4, the next 4, and then reposition the needle there. Just like this. I'm going to do this all the way around. Again, a 4, a 3, seed bead, 3, Alright, so I am putting in some more beads, as you can see, but this time where I'm at, I'm going through this bead, this one, and then I have to step through to go to, to start the next loop, but then I have this bead blocking me, so that means I have to go through that bead because we are now at the close for this round. So hold it and pull your thread through like that. Okay, pull it all tight. It's looking good. So now that you see that I have this base on, it kind of looks like a hat, doesn't it? Now that you can see I have this base on, you can see why I pass my thread up through this hole, because this whole bottom here is going to be covered, and then I'm going to have even more going around the stone, so it just seems best to tie that tail up there, okay? So right here I'm going to pick up my 3mm, a seed bead, and a 3. And then I'm going to go through this 4 right here. And through this one too, if I can. Yep. Okay, just like that. And then through this 4. And pull your tail tight. And I'm just going to go back and fidget with these here, make sure they're splayed out. And there we go, and it should lay completely flat. Now we're going to decorate this big open spot here all the way around, and at first this might seem really confusing, but once you get going, it's actually very easy, crazy easy. Okay, so I'm pulling my thread tight. I'm coming out of this 4mm. I'm going to pick up an 11/0, a 3mm, and an 11. I'm going to bend this down, and I'm going to pass through this 3mm and then through this 4, like that. Pull this, and this is going to make, I'll call this a flap. It's like a hat. That's it right there. So it brings it up to sit perfectly flat when you sit it flat down, okay? And then take the needle and pass through this 3 and through that 11. And pull this tight. Now I'm at the base here, the bottom, so I'm going to pick up a 4, an 11, and an 8. Now straight up across from this seed bead, there's a seed bead that is right here. See that? See that bead? I'm going to pass through here. Okay, so that sits like that, and see how it's at an angle? I'm going to fix that. So I'm going to take the needle, pass back through all of these beads. And before I pass through, I want to make sure I pull this tail hair tight, and then grab my needle and pull this through. Okay, pull it tight. I'm going to turn this again, take my needle, pass back through this same seed bead so that it's straight, and then through this 3mm, and pull my needle through. And you will see how this will then be straight. See that? So pull this tight like that. Okay, take the needle again, go through this 4 and up through this 3, bending it like that. Pick up a 3 or an 11, a 3mm, and then an 11. Okay, like this. And then go back around through all of these again, both of these again, circling around. Just like that. I just pulled these beads down. I hope I didn't get it framed. I just went like this. Okay? And then take the needle and pass through, coming out of this 3mm. I'm going to go through this seed bead here, beside it, and then through that middle one. Because last time I came out here at the base, but this time I'm coming out at the top. So I have to go through these two and come out the middle spot there. So I'll hold it like this. Okay, pull it tight, and now I'm going to have to put my beads in right here. And I'm going the opposite way. First I picked up a 4, an 11, and then an 8, but now I'm going to go this direction. So an 8, an 11, a 4, and I'm on the right side of this bead, so I'm going to go down through this bead on the right side. Okay. Oops. Jumped out of my hand. Okay, so just like that. Then take the needle, pass back up through all 3 of these. First I'll pull this tight, hold this in place, and then pull my needle through like I did earlier. Okay, now look at the bead that you're going through up here. I can see them on the right side, so I need to go through this side. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to pull this tight, wiggle these beads so they sit properly. Okay, and now I have to reposition my needle for the next area, so I have to go through this seed bead and down through this 3 and also through the 4mm. Okay, wiggle that straight. It's a little twisted right there at the bottom. Alright, so that's what I have so far. So I'm in between. Whenever I get in between, see these holes here? These holes are where I add the big 4mm, okay? But when I'm in between, right here, on top of the 4mm, that's where I add a 3. So I'm going to pick up an 11, my 3, and an 11. Coming out of the 4, I'm going to turn this around, go through the 3 and through the 4, like this. Pull it through. Then pass through this 3 and this 11. And then I'm at the base, the bottom, so I have to pick up a 4, an 11, and an 8. Like this. I'm on the right side, so I'm going to go through this way. If I was on the left side, I would go through that direction. But since I'm here, I'm going to go this way. Okay. And then I'm going to take my needle and pass down through all 3 of these. I'm pulling this thread snug here so it doesn't loosen up a lot on me. Okay. And then I'm going to go through this side so that it's straight. But I also have to go through this 3mm. So through there, pull that tight. And then I'm going to go through this 4 and up through this 3. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up a seed bead, a 3, and a seed bead. Through this 4, and through this 3. And then I have to pass through this seed bead and through this one. Okay, then pick up my beads. I'm at the top, so I have to do an 8, a 3, and a 4. I'm on the right side here, so I'm going to go through the right side of that bead. And then I'm going to sew through these again, but I'm going to turn this, pull that tail snug there, and then pull my whole needle through, holding those beads in place. Take the needle, go through the same seed bead like this, but in the opposite hole this time, and then while I'm at it, I'm gonna go through this one. I think I might be piercing a thread though, because I feel some resistance, so I'm backing out and going back through again. There you go, it feels better. It feels loose. Okay, pull that through, and pull this tight. By the way, this is one of those projects, when I first designed this, I did it with white thread, and I saw my white thread right there at the top, so I'm making this with black because my beads are dark, but if your beads are light color, you're going to want to use white thread. So you will have to choose whatever color works best for whatever color beads you're working with. Alright, I'm going through that seed bead, so I just have to go down through these here, because I have to be Xing out of one of these fire polish beads in order to add a new one. I'm going to pick up a 3 or an 11, a 3mm, and then 11, and then back down through those 2 beads. Alright, pull it tight. I'm going to show you what it looks like so far. We are halfway there. Isn't that cool? What it looks like. So I'm gonna keep going doing this. I don't know if I should fast forward or not. I think I will fast forward to make this go faster. If you want, you can go back and listen to me talking you through it, but I think that I will just fast forward at a slow speed, not super fast, but slower, so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll complete the rest, and I'll come back and show you what to do next. Alright, so I'm right here at the close. As you can see, I have a 3 here and a 3 here. I just went through that bead coming out there. I'm going to pick up my last 8, an 11/0, and a 4mm. I'm on the right side again, so I'm gonna go to the right side of this seed bead here. Then I'm gonna sew up through these 3. Then I'm gonna go through this seed bead. Basically, I'm doing a figure 8 between this seed bead and that one up there. Inside of these beads. Okay, I have to get back down here and come out one of these center 4mm. So I'm gonna go through, come out of the seed bead. I'm gonna go through this seed bead here, okay, and then if you look, there's a 3mm bead straight in front of it. Go through that bead. But if you can, when you come out the bottom, you want to go in between. There's a triangle of threads there. You want to go in the middle of that triangle. Okay, just like this. And then through one of these 4mm beads, which can be pretty tricky. Let's see, am I going under? Yeah, I'm going under that thread, but I'm going to show you what to do to get back up. Okay, so going through like this, there's a thread that's right here. I went underneath, so I'm going to take my needle, go under through right here where my tail's coming through, and I'm just gonna go like that. Okay, now I'm not caught on any threads. I'm coming directly out of that 4. Now I can add my ring band, which is currently like my favorite ring band. It's like herringbone, but I have a bead in the center. So instead of the seed bead sitting like this side by side in a row, there is a bead down the middle, which is really neat. And it's a very comfortable ring band. It's very easy. It's actually very like addictive stitch. I love doing it. It would be neat to make it into a bracelet. I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, a 3mm, and 2 seed beads. Okay, coming out right here, I'm going to go back through this bead. And again, I might have to go through it, yep, just like this again, and I will. Okay, and then let's see, I'm gonna go through right here. Yep, you know what? I can pass through. I'm gonna shoot 2 beads with 1 needle, if that makes sense. And I'm going through that hole right there, through these seed beads. Pull that tight, pick up 2 seed beads again. 1, 3. 2 seed beads like this, go down through these 2 seed beads like this, and then I have to go through that 4mm again. I think this is the last time we're doing it. Okay, so let's see, passing through, coming up or over here. Then fold this over, take my needle, pass it up the same spot. Yep. Oh, let's see, can I go through all of those? No, I better not. It's too much of an angle. Okay, just like this. Lay this down, pass through all 4 of these. Alright. The tricky part is over. Well, until we get to this side. That might be the trickiest. And like I said, I've not finished this ring yet. This is the second time I'm making it, because the designing went so well. Alright, so I'm going to keep going doing this stitch now. So I pick up 2, right? And then a 3mm. And then 2. I go down through these 2 seed beads. Come on. Like this. I turn and I go through this 3. And then I have to go up through 4. Like that. Two seed beads. 3, 2 seed beads. So down through 2 on this side. Through a 3mm, that one there, and then pull it tight and go up through 4. Two again, 3mm, 2 seed beads, down through 2. Oops, sorry about that. Through this 3 here. Now what I meant earlier, I think I said that, I rewatched my video, I misspoke, and I think I said that you can only make this ring a size 9, that is using 50 beads. That's because when you get the dollar bead box, you only get 50 beads on one strand. So in your stash, if you have more than 50 3mm Czech fire polish beads of the same color, you can make this bigger than a size 9. But this ring here made up into a size 9 ring with this same ring band. I had to use exactly 50 beads. But like I said, I did not complete it, finish it all the way. I might take 1 bead out. I don't know, I'll see when I get there. So again, 2 seed beads, 1 of these 3mm, 2 seed beads, go down through these 2, through this one. I don't know why this stitch is like so satisfying to me, but it is. It's really fun, repetitive stitch to do. Like that. Okay. Pick up 2 again. Another 3mm and 2 seed beads. So pretty simple. I'm just going to keep going doing this until I have a long enough ring band, and I will be back. Alright, so once you get this worked up, you want to wrap it around, you know, like this, and try to get it to meet up to one of the 4mm beads, the one that's straight across from this one. And once you get this to meet up, then you know that it's long enough to make in a ring band. This ring band here, you do not have to go back through it and cinch it together like the lattice one and the ladder one that I do. This one here is just go through it one time and it's beautiful. Now you can go back through it and tie knots in it, but I just really love how this one here works out. Okay, we're going to connect this side to the other side, and to do that I have to pick up 2 seed beads. I'm currently coming out of this side here, going straight across. I'm going to go through this one. Okay, and I'm probably going to have to go down. So let's see, where's my needle? There it is. Okay, so I'm going through here, my tail up there in a way, just like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take my needle and go up through that triangle thread, just like before. Okay, it's now beside that 4mm. I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads. I'm going to sew into my ring band, but only go through 2 of the seed beads in my ring band. Okay, that connects it to the base of my ring, but I have to go around it again because it's not, wait, did I skip a bead? Oh, I see, okay. it's not reinforced enough. Only one thread's holding that on, and it's very weak. So I'm gonna go through this middle, 3 millimeter, okay, right next to where I'm Xing out, and then I'm gonna sew down 4 beads. So just like we're adding another bead in this, we're doing the same weave through 4. Okay, and I lay it like this so I can get through. And then I'm going to go through the 4 again. So I lay my ring band over. And again, I'm coming out through here. Can't help but to do it because it's a tight area. And then I'm going to come back up through here. And while I'm at it, because I've already snugged my ring band down, I'm going to pass up if I can. Let's see. Alright, through 4 seed beads, just like that. And pull that tight. There we go. Now you want to try your ring on and make sure it fits. It does. Now sometimes I do find that with beaded rings, most of the times really, that like a 7 or a 9 and a 10 is kind of the same, and a 7 and an 8 is kind of the same. It's like shoes. It's weird, like flip-flops. Now you buy flip-flops and it's like a 7, 8. I find that with rings. So this here finger is like a 10, 10 and a half, and this ring fits this, but it also fits this one that's a 9. So I do love that about beaded rings. And look in there, it did not loosen up, so it's not like it got loose on me, you know what I'm saying? Right, but I am going to pull it as tight as I can, which it's already pretty tight, and I'm going to start tying knots. So let's see, where am I at? I'm going to go through this 3 millimeter, I think. Should I do that? I might, wait, should I go straight? Let's see. Oh, okay. I see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight this way, tying my half hitch knots in my seed beads. So taking my needle, I go just like this. There's a little thread right there. Okay, catching that thread. Make sure that's tight. Pass through here twice. Bring that knot down slowly so that it falls where you need it. Okay, and then I'm going to go through 2 beads, maybe 4, I don't know, we'll see. My thread is getting short though. And pull that knot in. And there we go, it just disappeared. And then tie another half hitch knot right here. Again, there's a triangle of threads right there. And I just want to go in the middle of that triangle and catch that thread that's on the side edge of the ring band. If that makes sense, you can pull it like this to help open it. That helps a lot. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Make a loop and pass through the loop twice. Bring it down right there. Pass through 2 beads. And that's it. Can't see my knots. So I'm going to keep going, tying knots like every 2 or 4 beads all the way over here. And if I have enough thread, I'm not going to go back to that 4 millimeter. No way, that's crazy, right? It's already reinforced enough. I will go through maybe this one or this one, and then I'll go down this side and tie some knots, or just hide my tail on that side there. And then I have to take my needle off once I get done there. And then I'm going to go through, let's see where I'm at. I'm at that 3 millimeter. You can't see it. It's right behind that one. I'm going to go through a seed bead. Let me see. I'm going to go through one of these seed beads. Doesn't matter which. And then through this bead here. And then through these 3. And I'm going to go all the way around, reinforcing this. Now what I do sometimes to mark where I started at when I reinforce a top is I will come through right here, right, but I'll leave a little loop of my thread. I won't pull it through all the way, and I'll just gently pass through all the beads. Okay, don't pull it tight at all, and then I'll go right back to where I started, where my loop of thread is at, and then I'll go through those 3 again where I started, and then I'll pull all my thread tight, and then all my thread real quick tightens up, and then I know that I can then go down. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do, and you'll be all done. Isn't this a cool ring? I really like how this turned out. It looks very royal to me. It looks super fancy. It's like definitely a fancy ring that you would wear like out to dinner or something like that. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and make sure you click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. And check me out on my social media sites. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.